You think if people stuck with it more would have reviewed better? I think okay, that like I think a friend I had a conversation with this, and believe me, like Aleph has been talking this game up, like since he was day one and he put like 200 hours into this game, and he kept explaining to me kind of what I'm experiencing. Like he kept finding cooler and cooler shit later on in the game, and after playing it, it's like exactly, it's like 100% what he said. It's like all the cool shit that you get in the game that makes it really fun. Like right now, my character has like a bunch of equipment that straight up is broken. Like I love it. It's like basically the more I attack, the more I gain health. The more I attack, the more abilities. So I have like a busted build. In the combat's just really fun. But the problem with this game, and like the biggest problem, is it looks like ass, dude. Like, and it doesn't make sense. Like, there's no reason for this game to look this way. Like, other than artistic, stylistic design choice. Like, these are the people like that worked on Nier in Metal Gear Rising, and this game looks worse than both. If they didn't go with this weird art style and they made it really unique, maybe anime focused, like anything, this game would have been like huge. Because like the combat's there, the leveling system, the customization is pretty interesting. The more like, that's the one thing is like I was playing this game and then first I was like, this armor looks dumb as shit. This is lame. And then I got shit like this and I was like, okay, that's sick. Then I got this and I'm like, oh, that's sick. And then I don't get that stuff till later in the game, so I'm like, I thought the game just didn't have cool looking stuff. But the more and more I like unlock stuff, I'm like, whoa, this is unique, this is unique, this is cool. So you could have varying different styles and character looks. The weapons get really unique. Like I got this thing and I was like, what the hell is a claw? So it's this game that just opens up like later on. Like once you get to the center, you're like, oh God, this is actually pretty a game. And then you start getting more abilities, like I unlocked this ability at the end and this whole customization crap. Choices I made at the beginning of the game affect how I can use this, and I didn't know that. And I was like, oh fuck, I should have picked a different character because I like that ability more. It's just, it's so confusing. It's like you made the game good, you covered it with all this other crap and designed it in a way that people that don't fully like get into it don't see it. It just seems so bare bones when you start and boring and you're like, this game isn't fun. And then you unlock everything towards the end, you're like, damn, this game is actually cool. It's so weird. And I'm playing solo, mind you. This game is meant to be played like 4-player Monster Hunter style. But because there's no fan base, I never have anybody to play with. Like, what's going on? It's so weird, man. Like, all these things didn't appear till like I was 4 or 5 hours into the game. This shop doesn't exist because this is basically the microtransaction where you could buy customer armor paying money, but they closed it down so you can't buy anything. The crafting materials didn't come until 4 or 5 hours into the game. These mini side quests didn't come until 5 hours into the game. And there's still stuff I haven't unlocked yet. And I'm not even at the end of the game. This thing, enhance. I don't get that till I beat the game, which allows me to enhance my weapons and armor. It's crazy. Like, why, I don't, they were like going for, I think what they thought was that they didn't have confidence in their actual base game. So they put all their efforts into the end game to hold for lasting longevity, which actually counterintuitive, like basically screwed them over. Because there's so much things like I haven't experienced in this game towards the end, and I'm still like unlocking it, and I'm like, geez, this game has like a lot of shit. Like that would make it interesting. They should have basically given you everything and then scaled it. If they would have made the game, like all this game needs is two things really. It just needed better graphics. If it had better graphics, it would have, just been more appealing. And the cutscenes would have been, if they kept the cutscenes like the one where people actually have like emotive faces and are doing the weird JRPG bullshit from like 2005, then that would have worked. And then if they would have basically worked on the progression system, like make it so you get everything, you can customize weapons, you can make armor, you can do all these things, and then you can get legendary awesome in the missions, and then you just keeps scaling until you get to the end game where then you unlock like harder missions, harder things, and then it would just made this game easily just like people would have jumped into it, but they don't know these things are even in the game. Shit, you could have just put like fucking anime weeb, big ass titties, I don't care, like handsome dudes in here, and it still would have worked better. Like you could have just put generic as fuck, and it would still work. But they didn't, and they went for this weird Victorian art water painting, washed out color from 2005 or 2008. PS3 era, everything looks brown. If they just would have like did that, it would have just been more appealing and it would have survived. Because this game is, I would have loved this game honestly, because it's basically like a 4-player Monster Hunter RPG. Any RPG that you've ever wanted to play, like that's an action RPG, with 4 players, and your friends, and you build your own builds, and then you run around a dungeon killing shit. Like, this would have been fun as fuck. But now it's dying. Now it's going to be dead and it's going to be lost media. And that's also why I bought this game and wanted to play it, because Aleph was hyping it up also. Is that I want to record this stuff to have it and also experience like the end of this whole game, just to have this lost media up somewhere, because there's no game like this that's come out in a long time that just started up and died within the same within shit. It's not going to be a full year for this game. This game is going to die in February, and it came out in March of this year. So a game that hasn't even lasted a year in existence is going to be completely dead physical game that you can buy in store. Like, not even Metal Gear Survive, not even like the worst games you can think of experience this. It's absolutely like insane that this is existing in like 2022 or 2023 coming up to me. Like, it's wild, especially from Platinum and Square Enix. Like, maybe if it were like, an indie developer or something that just like tried something out before like a AAA game, it's mind-boggling. So